Hi, here we are for the August 19th preview of Clarke's auction. Outdoors, looking at this beautiful sunny day. We have a great selection of wrought iron, including some Salterini mid-century up there, of which we have more inside. Moving into the lobby, it'll give you a cross-section of stuff we have just last night, just going on the website today. We have this beautiful Art Deco cobalt to clear mirror showing its age with the nice wear spots in the middle. Some people don't like it, but I do. Over here we have, from the same estate we got last night, a beautiful 18th century Venetian mirror. Look at this amber trim and nice etched glass there. Unfortunately, as is the top, so someone might have to replace that section. We have lots of Chinese in the sale. Here's a nice Chinese watercolor. Here's an interesting piece, sort of in the style of Evans, but Scandinavian. Also looks a bit like a Bjorn Windblad type style. It's a very hard sort of porcelain or glazed from the oven. It's a nice big sculpture of the sun. Here we have a wrought iron horse from an estate last night, still to go up. Look, you can see it's nice and early. Homemade. Below it we have a piece of mid-century, a nice Danish love seat. Here we have a pair of Foo Lions, nice tessellated table. Over here a beautiful, from our furniture section, probably 18th century French serpentine front. I would say probably fruitwood 2-drawer commode. Few little issues, but nice. Nice Dutch mirror up here, nice large size. Here we have a beautiful mantel clock, alabaster, with a nice bronze carved eagle, still with some of its patina and snakes. Nice floral swag here, and what's interesting, it has an open escapement movement, but in very nice condition. Here are a couple of Poe tables. Here a very nice chair, I believe it's by Pure Sulphur Carpen. Note on the floor we got nice carpets, paintings, and etc., etc. Bruce, Nelia and Keane and Whitney are going to explain everything, so I'm just going to give you a quick run through, Steve, just float over the room and see it. We have mid-century, we have Victorian, we have Regency, we have Spanish style, we have lots of carpets, we have Chinese, we have beautiful leather Chesterfield sofas, 3 of them I believe we have. Lots of paintings on the walls, lots of mirrors, chandeliers, Asian porcelains and furniture. The back room is even nicely stacked. We've got Lucite, mid-century, French, beautiful mid-century sofa there. Nice 3 pieces of Paul Evans. Beautiful, highly carved bedroom set with full figures on it. Thank you, and I'll hand you over to Bruce.
Thanks, Ron. Some items for our August 19th sale is a pair of antique carved cinnabar Chinese plates in shadow box frames. You can see detailed photos on our website. Another case full of Asian items. An item of note is, I think, a very early Cambodian gilded, traces of gilt bronze deity figure, maybe 17th century, 18th century. Some other Asian porcelain items. We had a lot of this in our last sale. These came out of a local house in Rye. A beautiful pair of Japanese mixed metal, including gold and silver, sort of Meiji period vases. And a very nice antique Chinese censer, probably 19th century, maybe a little earlier, a copy of an archaic piece, but this one is signed. And I think beautiful quality. Off Chinese for a moment. Only the base, but a fairly rare sunflower pattern Roseville Jardinier pedestal. The pedestal only, in good condition for anyone that's got the Jardinier with no pedestal. A beautiful large Meissen center bowl, reticulated sides, little bow ribbons and bows. Beautiful piece of Meissen. Lots of porcelain. A good bronze, I'm not quite sure it's signed, but this came in while I was away. But a beautiful 19th century bronze of sort of a Middle Eastern woman with a bottle on her head or a jug of water on her head. You can see the details on our website. Another bronze, Art Nouveau, turn of the century, 1910. Unsigned by the artist, but it does have a foundry mark. Hopefully somebody's going to be able to identify this. JNO Foundry. It's marked underneath. Beautiful bronze. Nice Biedermeier clock. Of note, one lot, 2 items, 2 patent models, and these came from the famous Gilbert Rundle collection that was dispersed probably in the 60s or 70s. They have Gilbert O. Rundle labels on them. One lot. Lots of boxes, English letter writing boxes, campaign style lap desks. This one's locked. Sheridan mirror. A very cool item here, a 70s political pin framed as sort of op art, a vintage frame. Quite a nice decorative item. 2 mid-century tortoise lamps, not a pair, 2 singles. This one is really beautiful with these sort of lozenges of art glass. I suppose it's Murano. Anyway, out of a house in North Stamford, Connecticut. More boxes, including tea caddies, a decanter box, Sheridan, English, antique. From a Manhattan apartment being sold as one generous lot are 3 tortoiseshell boxes, including this tea caddy, complete and original. Quite a nice and generous lot. In this case, Steve, is a nice lot out of one house. We put it together. It's all Murano glass, a set of 7 of these sort of Latticino ones, and then maybe 16 or more of these enameled glasses. They're so fine and beautifully decorated. There's a lot of interest in these already. And here a nice lot of Sabino glass, French deco. They competed with Lalique, a pair of perfumes, and a beautiful vase. And this is a nice lot. It's contemporary glass, but someone should look at this because most of it's known makers. This one, this is quite large, sort of organic shape. I couldn't find the artist, but it's clearly signed. The other ones are signed and identified. You can look on our website for the details, but it's a big lot, 2 shelves filled with interesting kind of 80s glass. RPM, these sets are signed RPM. Here, Steve, is a 5-piece set by Salterini, sort of the ribbon design. And also outside we have a set of nearly identical armchairs, which are hard to find. The seats are slightly different, but the rest is the same. An antique Chinese lacquered screen, probably 18th century, certainly 19th century. And here a trunk that there's a lot of interest in. We said possibly Goyard. It probably is Goyard. It's a little dirty, but as I said, there's already a lot of interest in this trunk. A lot of antique English furniture in this upcoming sale. Here's a generous lot of a little period Sheridan bow front. I don't think it was a potty, but it was always a lift top chest, whatever its original intent was. And it goes with this 18th century tilt top table, which is exceptionally well carved. I thought it might even be Irish, this little table, Irish or English. An antique bronze-mounted Kingwood secretary habitant. Needs a little TLC, but a nice 19th century one. This is an English Regency metamorphic library chair, library steps. Kind of backwards on you here. I can hold that together. But these are always a desirable item. A nice antique Biedermeier chair here. A big carved dining room set from Staten Island. Includes this serpentine server, original marble, the mirror, the hutch with gilded highlights, dining room table with pull-out ends, and a set of 8 needlepoint covered chairs. It's a little dusty. This was actually in the basement after Hurricane Irene. And it also includes this very desirable little silver hutch, again with the original marble. Probably somebody like Berkey and Gay or something like that, 30s. Nice that. From the same estate in Staten Island is a pair of carved bergères, probably late 19th century. They have beautiful handmade tapestry. This one's going to need a little repair or backing, but generally speaking, this tapestry is in wonderful condition. Antique tapestry. And here, we drove all the way out to the Hamptons to get these out of a house in Quogue, Long Island. A set of 4, we'll just say vintage. I don't think that they're that old, but we've not taken them out of the frames. A set of 4 big Chinese porcelain plaques depicting, ducks and waterfowl, and signed, very, very well signed at the top with seal marks at the bottom. I don't know if you can zoom in on that signature, Steve, but at least people can see how big they are. On the website, they don't look so big. A nice Renaissance Revival gilded mirror, 1860s, 1870s, original finish, needs a little bit of gilding attention, but in pretty good original condition. Here's the other 2 plaques from the other 2 that you looked at. Here's an 18th century, I suppose, Dutch, like tombstone top, double tombstone top cabinet on stand, sort of a William and Mary base. Very good age to this, 18th century. Simple but antique, a Sheridan 5-tier, I guess just an etagere, but really beautiful and original color and finish. It has some ink stains, but I think that just adds to the nice patina and age on it. A little English Regency or William IV style writing desk. Antique, but I don't know that it's William IV. Anyway, nice quality, walnut and rosewood. We have Victorian furniture, including this sofa and another sofa as one lot. Here, a big English chest on chest with nice blind fretwork carving at the top and sort of French flared feet. Another nice lot is this 19th century fireplace ensemble, including this screen, which wasn't until I saw it on the internet that I realized that it's sort of a Gothic revival design with gargoyle heads here and Gothic tracery here. Anyway, it comes with andirons and fire tools, sort of mismatching, but all out of the same fireplace in North Stamford. And here, Steve, if you can come around, a 19th century, surely French, they're always French, baker's table, cast iron and brass, original marble top. And one more Chinese item of note, or Chinese export anyway, is this camphor wood campaign style trunk. All original. A couple screws have been replaced, but basically original. And in this room, Steve, just one thing I forgot to mention is we do have a nice selection of vintage and antique carpets. I would say more vintage than antique, but a nice selection of carpets. I'll end my segment with a beautiful antique, late 18th, early 19th century, probably Swiss, maybe Austrian, but an exciting paint-decorated Cass or 2-door armoire, all original with smoke grain paint along the bottom, big bun feet, original hardware and locks, really in an excellent state of preservation. And out of our Staten Island estate is this carved I guess it could be Horner, this carved bedroom set that's been painted and they put a tile top on it at some point in the 60s, but a pair of single beds, the low chest and the tall chest with these carved figural women in putti. Anyway, Steve, that wraps up my segment, and I'm going to turn it over to Nelia. Thanks very much, and hope to see you on the 19th.
Thank you, Bruce. Before I jump into the art for the upcoming August 19th auction, I want to give you a quick teaser of some pieces coming up on September 8th. Here we have 3 works by African-American artists. This is a small sampling of pieces. Up on top we have a Don Quixote. This is by A.C. Hollingsworth, Alvin Hollingsworth, well-known African-American artist and popular here at Clarke Auction. Down below, a second, also by Hollingsworth, from the same estate in New Rochelle. Really nice painting with the black woman surrounded by different children of different races against a cityscape. Really sweet. Here we have a very powerful painting by Walter Williams. Not typical of what he does. Usually you'll see figures outside of homes and landscapes, a lot more whimsical. This one here is quite an emotionally driven painting. Great use of color and shape, and really evocative. Now we'll jump to some of the art coming up for August 19th. Up top here we have a small oil by Daniel Sprick. A nice little still life, but really great use of light. I love the play on shadows here. This is an American artist, probably done in the 70s. Also by an American painter, this is a lithograph by Joseph Hirsch. This is out of a Manhattan apartment. Really nice, rare, big size color lithograph. Really nice colors and light. This is called September Morning. It's number 81 of 90 with the original Associated American Artists label on the back. Here we have a pair of paintings by the French artist Jules Herve. These are early 20th century, or the first half of the 20th century, pair of winter scenes. We actually have 3 other works by the artist. These 2 are being sold in a pair, and the other 3 are being sold individually. We've got children playing in a park, ballerinas, and a child's piano rehearsal. So a really sweet collection of paintings also out of a Manhattan home. This pointillist painting is signed Glauber, down in the lower right. Nice oil on masonite. This is out of a local estate, really well painted. There are several Glaubers listed. We were not able to ID the one here, but it's just a really great painting. This really great painting, signed S.E. Banks, depicts a great barbershop scene, a 19th century barbershop. You see you've actually got the barber at work here and clients there waiting, lounging, talking. Some great characters there in the background. This came out of a Mount Vernon home. Actually, the same Mount Vernon home, we got a wonderful Italian micro mosaic out of a few sales back, if you recall. This we have estimated at $1,000 to $1,500. Here we have a great San Marco Piazza scene, signed Luigi Pagan. Nice sort of impressionist style painting, early 20th century. A little bit of dirt and grime just to show it's an estate fresh piece. This comes from the same Manhattan home as the Jules Herve pieces I showed you at the beginning. This kind of dark but really, really well painted work is by Luigi Isabey. This is a French 19th century, probably mid-19th century painting. Very well executed. You've got a village with lots of figures on the shore. Has been lined as might be expected for a painting of this age, but really just such nice technical details. From the same home in Mount Vernon as the piece I showed you earlier, the barbershop scene, comes this really nice unsigned painting. It's probably 19th century, possibly earlier. Portrait of a boy. Just great work. We don't know who the artist is, but really well captured. You can see the young man coming of age. This is from a Long Island home. This is by a Czech artist, Joseph Knobloch, known for these kind of harvesting scenes. You see the figures here harvesting wheat in a really nice landscape. Again, a bit dirty, fresh out of an estate, but once cleaned up, it'll be a terrific, terrific painting. Last but not least, we have 4 works by Ludwig Bemelmans. We've got a bunch of ink drawings that may have been done originally for Lukow's restaurant, the famous Lukow's in New York City out of Union Square. We've got a restaurant scene. Very funny caricature of a woman seated on a toilet there. Then you've got the famous Lukow's restaurant ashtray. And we've got the chefs in the kitchen. And some of these do have personal dedications on them. But a nice group of drawings by the famous Madeline illustrator. So that's just a bit of the art coming up on August 19th, and Keen will take you through the mid-century. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We got a great mid-century selection once again, and we'll start right here with this Maitland Smith ziggurat form corner table, glass top, tessellated on the sides and the top. A very nice form to this. We'll move on. We have a bunch of couches, sofas, great mid-century looks to them. Right here we have a pair of very good condition Eames for Herman Miller aluminum group office chairs. Has a nice handle in the back, star bases, is signed Herman Miller on the base as well. And we have another T.H. Robsjohn Giving dining table. The X base on the dining table, 6 chairs, matching set. So a very nice top to this, kind of the block form top. We have 2 leaves, as you can see underneath. Great X base with a stretcher on that. Right here is one of my favorite pieces, came in a couple weeks ago in a walk-in. It's a rosewood cabinet desk. The neat thing about this, opens up and converts to a full-size office secretary. The drawer, you have the rosewood top table, folds out on each side. And when you're done with all your work, you just close it back up and you have a nice space saver design from the 50s. Have a few set of Burke office chairs as well. Great vinyl, star bases, signed Burke on the bottom. Couple of teak recessed pull 4-drawer chest. There are some issues with the other matching mate to this one. With the pulls, a little damage on that, but it probably could be sanded and polished out. I have a Florence Knoll 3C long sofa, aluminum base, great original upholstery on this, and I believe it is signed on the bottom. Over here we have a very nice original upholstery, Carpin hornback style chair, very unusual form, nice bowed legs on the bottom with a aluminum tip on each foot of that. Moving along, we have these Italian contemporary leather seat chairs. They're all single chairs and they kind of form together if you want to put them back to back and side to side. In the middle of those, we have a Herman Miller, Eames for Herman Miller CTM table, signed on the bottom, Herman Miller sticker. Nice bent metal legs on that. Aniline black die on a molded top as well. Here's another single piece that's one of my favorites in the sale and a classic to the mid-century selection as well. It's a Hans Wegner for Johannes Hansen single chair, armchair. It is signed on the bottom with an very early Knoll International label on that as well. It is stamped and burnt into the side with the signature. We have 9 of these chairs. These have a nice look to them, some outdoor chairs. Molded plastic by Solaire, a Solaire design, signed on each chair. Nice X base on those as well. Here is a very special piece. It's a Niels Moller for Funderschmidt and Madsen dining table and 6 chairs to this as well. The chairs, I believe, do match the table. Great base on that. Great condition on these chairs. No issues with the leather. Very nice original finish on these. Right here we have just 2 of a wide selection of mid-century lighting. These are early Italian leather top and kind of a studio lamp here. A set of 3 Bertoia diamond chairs. This is the diamond lounge chair. Wire frame, the nice large shocks on here, and there's 2 other Bertoia diamond chairs that are upholstered that go into the same lot. Very nice. Those are the high chairs. This is the lounge chair. So slightly different, but they are all Bertoia and in good condition. Okay, so these 4 pieces are really special. They're all signed Paul Evans. a Cityscape black lacquered and chrome veneer cabinets. This one has 2 glass doors on the bottom of a large door. We have the drawers for these doors right here. This is one. They all have the stripe design on every side, so they could go individually or together, but we are selling them in individual lots. Here is the second piece of that. It has 6 doors, 2 on top, 2 larger in the middle with shelving, and 2 on the bottom as well for a small shelf. There is very minor condition issues on some of the veneer. As you can see, it's kind of peeling off on one of these, but it is not bent to the point where you can't fix it. It definitely could be glued or repaired on that. Some minor scratches, but a very nice large piece, great Paul Evans piece as well. Here is the last piece. That is a bar, recessed bar with lighting on the inside, 2 doors on top with a nice wine rack, a bottle rack. And on the bottom is 2 large doors as well. Has shelving, 1 shelf in here, has large shelves on the bottom of that. And that second piece that I showed you does come in a lot with this shelving unit, each with the ability to be lighted for display. On this, all black lacquer, no chrome on this, but it does go with the middle piece that I showed you for Paul Evans. Like I said, they're all individually lotted and to be sold together, but they are a great complement to each other. So I'll thank you, and I will give you over to Whitney, and I hope to see you all there on August 19th. Thank you.
Thank you, Keenan. Here's a selection of jewelry in sterling for our August 19th sale. Starting with this men's jewelry watch, a nice men's watch. We also have a 14 karat gold band, and also this gold ring here with initials and little sapphires and a small round cut diamond. Next, we're going to move on to this ladies' watch. It's 14 karat gold with a nice finish on it and accents of diamonds flanking the face of the watch. And next up is one of our state jewelry lots. We're going to start with this lot here, which has 2 brooches and a pendant. This cameo is in 14 karat gold mount, and this ribbon or feather shaped brooch is also in 14 karat gold. This brooch here is very beautiful, the Grecian motif, and it is an 18 karat gold and has quite a bit of weight to it. Moving on to a second of our estate jewelry lots. This is a 14 karat gold lot. This is a Ming jade and 14 karat gold ring. Another 14 karat gold ring with a garnet, I believe. And this stone here, also believed to be a ruby, is in 14 karat gold. A nice pendant here with a large oval shaped citrine, and what I believe to be a 10 karat gold heart-shaped pendant with 6 small round cut diamonds inset into the pendant. Okay, and in this sale we do have numerous group lots of sterling and costume jewelry. The first including many deco pieces, and this lot has marcasite and sterling, amethyst, onyx, a nice green cabochon. This is a really beautiful brooch here. Nice marcasite and deco design. This gilded bracelet has 6 amethyst cabochons inset into it, and it is really quite lovely. Moving on to another group lot. This is Mexican sterling jewelry lot. Nice tiger's eye, a really great figural brooch or pendant. Another bracelet here. I love these little insect earrings. A bird brooch here with a nice little amethyst cabochon. Here we have a nice turquoise bracelet, turquoise and sterling with inset square cut stones. Moving on to the sterling selection in the sale, we're going to start with this 4-piece 800 or continental silver tea set. Nice repoussé design with cherubs or putti and floral pattern on here. Moving on to one of the Judaica lots in this auction, we do have 2 yad or yadayim pointers. And the second pointer in this lot is believed to be Russian, if you can see the marks here, with a nice stone insert. And now on to one of the numerous flatware sets that we have in the sale. This is Reed & Barton. There is numerous pieces and also additional items on the bottom. Not all of these are in the Reed & Barton pattern, but there is some nice reticulated ladles and numerous other serving pieces that are included in this lot. Next is the 5-piece Miata tea set. Teapot, coffee pot, sugar creamer, and sugar tongs. A really beautiful lot here, and if you wanted to take a look at the nice leaf design to this piece, they are all marked $9.50. An unusual and rare piece in the sale is a Lenox beer stein that was gifted from Hetty Green, the Witch of Wall Street, to what we believe to be her grandson. Very interesting provenance that comes directly from the family in Bronxville. And next up is two very large Gorham serving trays, both sterling and weighing over 45 troy ounces each. This is a nice meat serving tray with a footed meat serving tray. And that about wraps it up for our sterling and jewelry selection for this sale, and we hope to see you on August 19th. Thank you.